Hey y'all. Alright, so coming on, gonna do a little pop socket thing with some UV resin. So I got our pop socket here. If you don't know, pop socket goes on the back of your phone, pops up. I'm gonna tape off the back, or the sides at least, so that I can keep it kind of clean up. So I'm just going around with some masking tape here, just to go around it. I'm not going to put too much pressure on the back side here because I don't want it to stick to the 3M tape and peel that off to reveal the sticky part of it. This is just more of a, for our own sake, if we get paint or resin on the sides, that we're not making a mess of our sides. Okay, so I had a request for orange and green, so I'm going to take some acrylic paint. Didn't know if I was going to get that open. And basically, I'm not going to worry about the center part. I'm just going to get a base coat of orange down, and that's why I didn't even worry about squirting it out the lid. I opened it all the way up, and there's just enough on the lid that I could get what I needed. Pop sockets don't take much. Then I have a little bit of rubbing alcohol in here. So I'm going to spray it on a paper towel and just wipe my brush off. Just enough. I'm not super worried about transferring because it's not going to be much and it's going to be in the lid. And again, I'm not worried about the center so much because I'm going to actually hide the center under something else. I just want to get the two colors that were requested on here so that it's orange and green and not white, basically. Okay, this green's a little bit runny, but that's okay. So close that up. And I'm going to use the back side where I sprayed that to wipe the green on. And I'll take this brush up and actually wash it with some soap and water. This is just a fix because in my space I don't have a sink or anything. So this is just a temporary, situation. Alright, so I'm going to let that sort of dry up. Could blast a little heat on it, and that would help as well. Make that dry fully up. So, plug in my heat gun, maybe, possibly, could be, and just real light. It's not going to take much because it's not thick coats, so I'm not super, it's not going to take much to dry, but the green is a little wetter, so it's a little hot on my fingers. Oh. Again, that's not going to be the final color because we're going to add some color on top. For this, because it is a boy that requested, I am going to use mica powders to get the next layer done. I like this orange. It's called orange. Pumpkin orange. I think that's good. Green is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Maybe green. It almost looks a little too camouflagey. I'll look at something else that I might use instead of mica. Yeah. I'm going to use just a tad of Armor Art. I might put a smidge of mica in it, but I'm gonna use that Armor Art. So I'm gonna grab a couple of these little cups. They're just silicone little bowls, is what they're actually called, is a little bowl. I'm going to use those to basically mix the resins that I'm going to be putting on here. So, that mix up our colors with the resin that we're going to be doing. And then, grab my clear. So I've got some clear counterculture DIY. And it's not going to take much to do what I'm going to be doing. And I'll probably do a little bit more for the green part just because, and then I want a little bit of clear to work with for now. Okay. That was probably good. I probably don't need the fourth, but I got a fourth container. Alrighty. That one has a big old bubble. So let's just take like the tiniest little bit of that in there. A little bit of mica, nothing crazy. And then this is called Armor Art. I get it from Counterculture DIY. I usually catch them, oh, little ring came off, when they're on clearance or sale. And that's what this one is too. And they like to get stuck in there, but I can tell it's plenty. I'm gonna just double check that y'all can see what I'm doing, where I'm at. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Is it not poked through? Well, it is now. That's probably about all I need, is just like that tiny of a bit. I was hoping I could open it, but this bottle doesn't open that way. Oh, here we go. This is what I want to do. I'm probably going to make a mess of myself, but so I really don't want a ton of it, so I'm just going to, yeah, it's a little goopy. So I'm just getting a little bit on there, and that's what I'm going to use to actually mix in with the mica that I have, and just kind of, I mean, just a little bit like that. That's really all the more I'm going to mix it or do with it, because I don't want a ton. If you put too much of it, it's probably going to make it not cure up, and I'm a little nervous that might not cure up, but we're rolling with it. As I say, rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see what happens. Alright, so I got some orange mica. Biggest thing with mica is you want to make sure the powdery part gets mixed in with the resin. So I'm just really making sure that I've mixed the powder in so that we don't have like a funky chunk of powder basically. And then I'm just gonna put this resin, and this is UV resin, so we're going to cure it under our light. Being that we put so much mica in this, it's probably going to take a few minutes for it to actually, what do I want to say, cure up and harden. It's probably going to take a good 5 minutes under the light, be my guess, just because it is thicker. I'm going to wipe this end off. Of course, I just put my hand in the paint on the other side. And yeah. This other side is more of a rectangle, so I can scrape it a lot better. So that's what I was going for. I was like, I want to be able to scrape this better and get more of what I wanted. So that's what I'm doing. Then I'm going to take one of my handy dandy silicone brushes, clean this up, get any of the excess that I can off of it. And then that's also going to help me go ahead and get this smoothed out where I want it. And the reason why I paint underneath first is so that if I don't put enough resin, that we're not going to have a white bottom. We're going to actually have an orange and green. That way, it's basically like it's, what do I want to call it? So that you don't notice that, I guess. I'm going to do, the resin is kind of naturally making some little wavy lines. So I'm, like just with the mica, the way it's doing. So I just drew with my little brush the same thing through there just to kind of create that as well. So it makes it look pretty cool. This one is pretty runny. So we'll see how this does. I don't know if it's really the green I wanted, but I mean the other green was very, what do I want to call it? Christmassy green. Now we've gone very camo-y green. You know, it's fine. It's not going to be perfect. That's why they call it art, right? They call it art for a reason. This is looking, whoops. Okay, well, we just drew up to green right in the middle there. Cute, cool. I think I'm probably just gonna leave it. I kind of like it that it's there, and I might just do another drop. Yeah, cool, cool. Then gives me an idea. I think I can get enough on this brush to go. Maybe. Come on. The orange is definitely not as fluid as the green is, so it's not wanting to drip as much, but we're getting it. Okay, then this is all just kind of winging, you know. I'm going to take this. See how I just am running the toothpick just gently through them to make those be more distributed. That's kind of a fun way that you can make it different. Okay, liking it, liking it. Let's get our light here. This is our tray for the light. I need to plug it in, but we're gonna get it on there. And then we'll plug this bad boy in, and we'll get this curing for 5 minutes. Now, I still do have some clear resin in a cup that I'm gonna move. Here's our clear resin. I'm gonna put this over to the side to where it's not gonna be affected by the light, because I don't want it to be in that way. Well, that is curing. I don't think I'll need this green anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and seal it back up, put it away. Oh, look. If I decide to do any more green, I'll maybe lighten it up with a little bit, but we'll see here. Then, I'm a little sticky. Their labels on those Armor Arts get like really sticky in the heat, and where I live in Kentucky, it gets humid enough that that just gets kind of gross. So little bit of rubbing alcohol on my paper towel and rubbed my hands together, and that cleaned it right up. And I'm just doing a quick cleanup of my tools while I'm waiting for that to set up. This one will take a little bit more just because it's got that armor art on it. This one could be thrown away, just a little plastic stir thing. Nothing major. These are silicone, so I love these. These came from Counterculture. Yeah, well, I think it's a set of 5 that you get, and I really enjoy them. This is just a fancy, elongated toothpick that you would put like in a sandwich or something, but I use them in my craft space for things like that. So I'll put him back. Throw this stuff away. Just kind of I try to keep, if I can as I go, keep the space sort of cleaned up. It does help it. Not cleaning up my little bowls yet because we might use those again for mixing another color if we need it. I'll throw this in here. So I keep everything pretty, for the most part, organized. I try to, everything has a spot, because if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know that I have a small space that we're working in. So I try to keep kind of a cleared up spot for myself. I'm just going to take this silicone brush, and right in the middle where I'm going to be messing with it anyway, I just took it and tapped it. It's still definitely wet. Not like super wet, but definitely soft is what I should say. It's soft. If I wasn't doing a tutorial, I'd probably work on another project, but I don't want to get too caught up into something and mess this up. So we just kind of like actually I might try these. These are supposed to be 3D UV resin, and they're colored already, and I think it'd be kind of fun to do these little butterflies. So since that's going to take a minute, and I've never used these, as you see, I opened this up. I got them on clearance at Hobby Lobby. Are these colored? Oh no, no need to tint. It's already added. Okay. It's weird. Because it basically was saying if like you're gonna use it as a if you're adding color, pour resin into a mixing cup and add your color. I guess if you wanted to change the colors that are here, potentially. But for trying it, I don't want to do that. I am going to move this kind of back a little bit, just so that it's not affecting it. This is a little UV resin mold, also from Hobby Lobby. This doesn't have a clearance tag on it, but I'm sure with the jewelry shop I'll typically catch them on a sale of 50% off always. So like it says $3, so I probably paid $1.50 for it. These were a little bit more expensive. They used to be $24, but they were $6. I don't usually go over much of $5 unless it's something like I'm really needing, or that I really want to try out, or it's on a good sale like that. So that's what happened. It was on a really good sale, and I said, why not? Let's try it. I've never tried them before. I'm going to go ahead and put this cardboard here to help just block that UV light. And I'm going to put that back on for another 5 minutes, since we're going to try this out really quick anyway. So, these, I don't know if it's already got a hole or not. Or maybe it's, oh, look at that. It's got a thing on it. Now, UV resin is going to cure up if it gets too much sunlight. So you'll notice these bottles are black. Okay. I was just making sure. I hope it's runny enough. Goodness, it looks very thick. But, so you'll notice these bottles are black. That's because you don't want the resin to get, what do I want to say? You don't want the sunlight in it, because if it's in the sunlight, it's gonna cure it up. This is thicker than like normal UV resin for sure. Looks kind of cute. We'll see how it turns out. I'm gonna play with a couple different colors. I'm thinking I'll do all green, all yellow, all blue, all red, and then I might do a couple that are like mixture. This is not coming off. It's like, I don't have much nail. So it says 2 to 4 minutes under the UV light to get this cured up, or 5 to 10 minutes in sunlight. So that's why they're in a black bottle, is because you don't want it to see the sunlight until you're ready for it to see the sunlight, because you don't want it to cure up on you. So let's see. I don't think that I would pay full price for these. $24 seems like a lot to pay for something this small. Yeah, they're already colored, and that's cool. This one's kind of funky. It's coming out. The air bubbles and like a little bit clear. And so I don't know if I would necessarily pay the full price, but for $6 it's kind of cool. Try it out. A lot of things, like, I guess really the things that I pay usually full price for are my resins with counterculture, but I usually try to catch them on a sale or free shipping or something along that line. Ooh, this blue is really pretty. I'm just basically trying to fill those molds up. I bet you blue and red would be cool together, kind of make it purple. Yeah. So 2 I was able to get off with my fingers, and 2 we're going to take using these tweezers. Even still. I'm gonna stab myself. These tweezers are super sharp. But really, I can't get the thing to come off. It's like I started it in maybe like the worst spot possible. I don't know. Kind of weird. Anyway. Whew. Well, 5 minutes will go by and all I did was open them all, right? Okay, that's gracious. I'm gonna do the blue and the red together. I don't know if it'll make kind of a purple. See? I'll determine. Add a little bit of green, maybe. You know, butterflies are supposed to be sort of symmetrical, so we'll see. I don't know, just more than anything, just testing these out. And I'll fill this one up, and then we'll throw it under the light and see what happens. I'm not gonna spend a ton of time on them, but something kind of fun. The blue and the yellow might make green. If they mix, I don't know. We'll see. Alright, Cool. Cute, cute. Alrighty. Move those out of the way. I'm gonna just pull this off of there and pop that under there for 5 minutes. Oh yeah, this has hardened up pretty good. So nice and hard. This has created like some little bubbles. I don't know what those are, so I don't want to put my finger in them. It's probably the Armor Art doing that, I guess. Yeah. It's almost like the Armor Art isn't curing underneath there, and it's probably too dark mixed in with the resin, and so it bubbled up, and it's letting that moisture come out, which, I mean, we don't want the moisture under there because it's gonna make it pop off of the pop socket. Irony in that. So I think I've done that before, where I've used that before and I didn't like how it did in the UV resin, but I was like, oh, I'm just gonna use, I thought I used maybe too much. Yeah, I think that it's just not meant for it. So, oh, this one, my brush comes out. I need to just glue it back in. Basically, I'm just taking my brush and putting pressure down across this whole thing just to see if I can squeeze any more moisture out, and I don't see any more coming out, so that's good. That makes me happy. I'm gonna deal with my napkin and fingers and kind of do it pretty hard. Maybe a little bit came out. I'm gonna make sure I'm on this clear part. Yeah, see how I'm getting like these little spots? Like we're getting some of that out. Sorry if I'm shaking y'all. I'm just trying to get all that moisture out of there. See? I'm gonna pop it back under there and see if that will help before we put anything else on it. Because we don't want the moisture to be under there. It's gonna cause it to bubble more. So, with that, I know that I'm going to clean this now because I won't use any more of that just because it's not going to cure up great. So, I'm going to go ahead and clean out my cup. And I'm using this dirty paper towel because it's already dirty, and so it doesn't matter that I get the resin on it. And basically, I'm just trying to get it all wiped out of there. Now, you'll see there's still a little bit there. Don't fret. Take a little bit of our rubbing alcohol. I also have the spout pour one kind, and you could pour it in there, but with these little bowls, I find it's just easier to go ahead and wipe it on out, and that works just fine. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All clean. Now we can use it again. All right. I'm curious. I don't think my underside ones are on. It's probably because they're not lit up. There we go. That would be good for those butterflies because they need to have the top and the bottom lights going. The only downside about this dual light is you gotta make sure that they do connect. Sometimes the magnets slide and they don't line up properly for the metal to make that connection to make the bottom come on. Just one of those things. It's a minor thing, really. This lamp has been game changer, the best. Highly, highly recommend. If you're going to do UV resin, this is the lamp to go with. Okay. So I'm going to just try again. Just to see. Oh yeah, now we're coming up pretty much clean. It's almost like a cake. You know, you want your toothpick to come out clean. So, and it almost looks like I dulled it a little bit just with the paper towel. It's okay because we're going to shine it back up here in a minute. Alright, slide those over there. out of the way. I'm going to bring back, this was the clear that I put in this cup. Let me show you what we're going to do in the middle. I'm going to draw myself a little line of clear. And then I have these Smoky Eye Natural Stone micas from Counterculture. And it's not going to take much. But what I want to do is kind of create like a divider. And I'm going to move these a little bit. This piece was all stuck together. And it's going to create kind of a depth as well. Some definition and depth. So, look at that. Sometimes when you're doing stuff, you're like, okay, I moved that piece to where I wanted it, and then that piece moved where I don't want it to be, and then that piece, it's a game. And again, there's no right or wrong in this. It's just all about the artist eye and what looks good to you. So, do what calls your name and vision. I feel like this one piece is maybe a little big, but I'll roll with it. Okay, so I put it under the lamp. So see, it didn't take much at all for that. Let's see if these are. Oh yeah, they're cured up. Let's undo them. Let's see. Oh, look how cute these are. Don't mind my dirty fingers. Oh, they're like really, I don't know if it's the mold or the resin, but they made it made them have like a matte look, so they almost look plasticky. They're really cute looking. Oh, my fingers are so gross. Goodness, y'all. Look how cute these are. Those are so sweet. Even this one with the, it had kind of a funky bubble. I didn't do very good on this guy on his bottom, but multicolored. These would be cute like in a jar or as like an added little thing. I'm gonna make sure that the camera comes into or goes in focus. I'm gonna put all these on one hand. My hand's prettier than my fingers are right now because I've got dye stuff all over them. Look how cute these are. Can you tell? Like how cute they are? Hang on, I'm gonna put my light on my phone. Look at those. Aren't they cute? Like I said, I don't know if it's the this mold that makes them look matte and they almost now look plastic, but they're hard resin. I mean, they feel really sturdy. Or if it's that type of resin, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I need a little container to put them in. Which I happen to have one right here. Like, put my little butterflies in a little container. Look at that. Little butterflies. They're so cute. Okay, that was fun. Alright, so look at this guy. It's looking good. Shining up. Now we've got some definite rough spots because of that mica that I put on there. That natural stone mica. So we're going to put a nice solid seal on this of clear. And I noticed when I was doing that I had this kind of near where my light is, so moved it out of the way because it still had clear resin in it, and I didn't want it to be sitting in there. So, okay, because I've done that where I've left like a bowl of clear UV resin. I was going to mix a color in it, or I was going to do something, and I left it too close to the light and cured it right on up. I was like, son of a gun, I just wasted all that resin. And if y'all know me by now, you know I like a good sale, and I do not like to waste product, especially resin. It's so expensive. You've heard me say it before. This is not a cheap hobby. Alright. I'm not super worried about it being like a perfect coat or anything on that layer. Or anything, just getting us another layer on to start getting it where we want it to be. So, just because we need that layer on there. I'm going to try something with it. Oh, goodness, y'all. I'm getting tired. Like, oh, so tired. Not what I'm thinking about. I'm gonna try this. I don't know how it's gonna work, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna see what happens. Okay, so this is also a UV resin mold. This is a earring UV resin mold. And so, as you can see, it's got butterfly wings and butterflies. So there's this little groove here, which I realized would normally be like a black, probably. But I'm doing blue because that's the darkest color I have. And I'm doing the lines. I just want to see if this is going to work. So I'll probably throw it under the light with the blue like it is, and then we'll add color into it from there. I almost thought that was the sister one of it, but it's not. This one is the sister one of it. So, and my hand is crimping. And don't fail me now. Whew. Gotta take a minute for my hand to breathe. Not that my hand can breathe per se, but you know what I mean. I need to give my hand a break. Because squeezing this little bottle is making my hand hurt. Oh my goodness, I can't finish it because my hand hurts so bad. It's like, goodness. These little tiny creases, there's not much there, but my goodness, it takes a bit of resin. But, okay. So, there's like a little gap right there. Look at it, maybe fill too much right there. I'm gonna take this brush and do that. And I think there's a gap right there actually, where there was like a bubble. Alright. So let's fill, whoops, gotta take the lid off. Minor details. Let's fill that in, which then I went over in there a little bit. It's just not going to be perfect. Trying to make it perfect, but it's not going to be perfect, y'all. just gonna have to, oh, that like globbed up, gross. Let me unglob that out of there. And then I'm gonna do that one. Whoops. One more time. And then we'll check on our other piece. And we'll put this one under for 5 minutes. Oh, it won't come out, man. Can't squeeze it. I'm good. I'm good. Alright, let's switch these out. So, look at that. It's coming around really cool. Kind of reminds me of Ninja Mutant Turtles for some reason. I don't know. Black belt. Something there. So we'll put this under for 5 minutes. And I'll come back here in just 1 second, y'all. Okay. So I'm back. I think I'll help my daughter with something. So there is our, it's hard to tell because it's lighting isn't created funny because this blue light. I'm wondering if I turn that off. Oh no. Nope. Put that back on. It's just this blue light makes it a weird light. Alrighty, let's see here. That looks cute underneath there. I'm going to see if I put a little bit of blue in here with about the same amount of red, if I will get purple. I'm just curious. And sorry if I'm off screen because I don't want to be too much in the light, because that blue light, I don't want it to, I don't know if that's gonna make purple or not. It's kind of, it's almost black gray color. It did not do like what I thought it would. I thought it would really be more of a purple than that, but okay. Interesting. We're gonna do a little butterfly over here with this mess that I made. See, no waste. It'll be a cute little butterfly. And then the start of a butterfly. Okay, yeah, didn't do what I thought it was gonna do. Alrighty. Look at those, the pretty blues. Okay, so what I'm thinking is sort of a stained glass look. And I'm not gonna overthink this, which I will do. I'm gonna try not to overthink this, I should say. I'm gonna try not to overthink it, okay? I'm going to basically mirror them. So, same square. A little bit more red in that one. Let's see, let's do this one red. Oh, what's going on with my light? It's kind of being weird. It's being trippy. Okay, red there. Don't know how many I have. Let's do this one yellow. I'm telling you, the bottles are so hard for my hands to squeeze for that long to fill it in. I'm like, I can't do it. See, I said I'm not going to overthink it, y'all. And here I am. Literally overthinking it. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to overthink it. It's fine. I'm going to do really good and not overthink it. And then I'm like, I'm overthinking it. Definitely overthinking it. I got to stop overthinking it. Okay. That one yellow. let's see here. So I could do this one green, yellow, green, red in that one. So yellow here. Whoa. Oh, whoa. Yellow here. Yellow, green, no. Green, yellow, green. Yeah. When I first squeeze, that yellow just decides, oh, I'm going to come out all of a sudden and be quick to come out. But then I don't want it to be that quick and thick. But okay. And there's these like little air pockets in it. I'm like, okay. You gotta like start back over. And it's fine, it's fine. We're just getting it here a little bit more. And gonna get this yellow in here and make this filled in. And then we'll do the green. And I'm thinking, oh, that one's gotta be red. Yeah. I was like, I don't know what I did. It's fine. That's how I was kind of hoping I would get like a nice purple, but that did not happen. Because I love purple. But it's okay. It's all good. It just wasn't meant to be. And then I'll probably do a clear on top of this. And this is all cured up here because I want something to make sure it ties it all together, because I don't know with the way these are if it would almost come out as puzzle pieces just the way it is. I don't know. So rather than risk all this work lost, I will. Ooh, that was like a clear spot of this green. Let's bring you over and mix you in. Just using my nozzle to mix that clear glob in the colored glob. So it's like that's almost not even tinted. Let's hope that gets better. Sorted in. Okay, can we get you more consistent? That one definitely was. I'm gonna almost go like back over, kind of as small amount as I can, just to like mix it in a little bit more. Mix colorant in. I guess is maybe I should have shook them, but whatever. Okay. Alright, that's not the project we came to do. See, that's why I don't like to start another one, because I'm like, I'll get distracted. And I will. I'll get distracted on the secondary project and not do the original project that I came on to show y'all. Sorry about that. Anywho, that's just how my creative mind works. Alright. I lost my clear bottle because I had it upside down so that I can easily get some out. So I'm starting in the center. I'm going to work my way around. Swirling around. I don't want to go all the way to the edge, but I want to get close to the edge, but not to the edge. And I want to make sure that I don't have any. It's lopsided. There we go. Any gaps in between my swirls, because basically what I'm trying to do is do a dome around the top. And like I said, I don't want to really go over if I can help it. I'm just trying to go as close to the edge as possible without actually going over the edge. It's all fine. Now I do have my tape on there, so if I went over, if it dripped down, wouldn't be the end of the world per se, but okay. But if we can prevent us having to do cleanup on it, that would be nice. Alrighty, put that in there. I'm gonna move that back down. I don't need him. There's a nice divider though to prevent that. And then basically while that's curing up, that doming should in theory be our last layer on that, which would be cool and be nice. And I'm just cleaning out my little bowl here. And then I have my orange one too. It kind of cured up, sort of. Not really, maybe. But just wipe it out, get it cleaned completely up. I should have on those butterflies and these little one. There's a smaller version, but anywho, whatever. We did what we did. Is what it be. I'm curious to see if that if those wings turn out matte color or if they are going to be shiny, because that will tell me that mold is for sure a shiny mold. So I know that it will, if these are intended to be shiny, that mold will produce that. If they're not meant to be shiny, then it will produce a dull thing. So we'll see. You just have to wait and see what happens. Our pop socket looks really good. And it's cute. It's simple. Pop sockets are super easy. Something simple you can do. Probably wouldn't have taken us as long as this video is taken if I hadn't gotten distracted, you know. It's like minor details, little things, but where I got a little bit distracted, of course, it's taken a little bit longer just because of that. But yeah, I like pop sockets for a quick, easy, get her done kind of thing. I might want to do one more layer just around the edging. Let's look. It might not be. Maybe not. I think it's fine. I might want to do one layer around the edging. I've got a piece of that mica, that natural mica that's still kind of sticking up on that edge, and I don't want it to, because your hand's going to be on it, I don't want that to be an unsolid or a sharp piece. So what I might end up doing is let that cure overnight, Dremel the edge, and then just put a thin layer of resin on it. I'm afraid if I keep going with the resin that it needs some time to just completely cure up. UV light is curing it. It's just, it will get even more solid if it sits for a few hours. Overnight's the best for me though, because then I'm not tempted to come mess with it. I'm not going to look at it. I'm going to go to bed. So I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, it's looking really good. It's looking super good, y'all. I know it's hard to tell because of the light. It's actually not. It's really, oh yeah, it's right there. It's like, I might be able to get it. My dogs, they're not in the room. They're just so loud sometimes when they see somebody walking. It's like they're jealous that they're walking, I think. Let's see here if I can just get that fixed really quick. Get round the doorway, round and round we go. It's gonna be the last drawer that I open. It's the very last drawer I open. Okay. And it's just gonna take a tad just a smidge right there. Oh yeah, that's so much better. I'm going to do the same on this side because there is just the tiniest. The resin can be so sharp. So if you don't file it down or get it down like that, it could, you know, I don't want, like I said, I don't want it to slice somebody. And I just basically took my hand to take the dust off, and then when we put a thin layer here on top of this, that's going to go away. I'm going to go ahead and do that thin layer because I got to put resin on these anyway. I'm going to put a thin layer of clear. I didn't keep my, I'm almost out of this one, this bottle. These are cute. Wouldn't maybe be the colors I would choose for a pair of earrings, like if it were me, per se, but they're cute. I like the concept. It's fun to try a new product. Just see how it works. I'm gonna have to pop that with a lighter here in just a second because it's got, ooh, I get really close to the edge there. Been doing so good about not going over the edge, and that one I just about did it. I've got some definite bubbles going on just because it took so much air up into the bottle to get it. It's like I want it to be on this edge where I dremeled, but I really don't want it to go over. It's a real fine line that I am playing with right now. Like over, but don't go over. Over, but don't go over. And if all you're getting up to the top of my head, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to do that. I think I'm not over it that much, but I kind of feel like I am. I'm like, ew, I'm leaning. Okay, there's definitely some bubbles here. So let's, I think it's that resin that's very matte. Oh. Oh, y'all, I had a piece of tape on my elbow. I got stuck to my elbow, and when I was bending like that, it like came off of my elbow a little bit and like popped up. I don't know if that makes sense, but oh, it scared me. It was definitely, I couldn't help it. It came out. I was like, oh, what is on me? But it felt like a pop, so I was like, what just happened to my elbow? It was really weird. That was weird. I'm just going to bring it down just a smidge more. I think we're right at it. Okay, let's get this up underneath and cure that up. So I do think it is the, I think it is, what do I want to say? This, that colored resin is, matte in finish, which is fine as long as you know that when you're working with it. I'm going to try one of these since I'm going to have enough to make one. I'm going to make it clear, and I'll be able to tell if this mold is then matte, because I want to also test that theory, if it's matte or not. And it's, I don't care either way. It's just so that I know for future projects. There, thank you. There's a massive freaking bubble. There's another one over here. Like, come up and out of there. Bubbles. I don't want to hit that with the ladder because I don't want to mess with the mold. Plus they were so deep in there, it was not going to work. I'm going to hit it just briefly. There's like 3 bubbles on the surface. But that one's not popping. You just got to be careful that you don't burn your mold or light your resin on fire. You know, minor details. It's all good. Alright. So excited. Now we'll bring that back over. I'll do a little bit more cleanup in my space. Put my tools away. Clean my brushes. It's all part of it, right? You gotta put everything back away. I mean, I will always have an organized workspace. There's no doubt in my mind that my workspace will be organized, but I dream of the day that I have stations that are dedicated stations, like dedicated. This is my resin spot. This is my Cricut spot. This is my sewing spot, etc. But it's not right now, so I just gotta hold out. So one day I will have that. I will have my dream craft space. My dream happy place. Okay. So let that seal up. And of course we'll unmold the butterfly wings. And we'll let the pop socket sit overnight. And it'll be done. Yeah, that was exciting. Here's our little butterflies from earlier, our colored ones. I'll put our, I didn't do that for 5 minutes. I did that for only, I think okay, so this mold is also matte, because you can tell. See how that looks like cloudy? But on the back here, it's very shiny. So this mold is a matte mold, which is fine. It's going to give you a matte finish, so it's not going to give you the shiny finish. There are, of course, molds out there like that, so you just want to be aware of that if that's going to bother you or not. Or depending on what project you're doing, if that's the look you're going for or not. So, I was just cleaning up his wings. We'll throw him in there. These little guys, oh, they kind of came out cute. They've got a couple of bubble holes, but that's okay. Considering they came out kind of black. Black butterflies. This guy had a big old bubble. That's okay. And then that just comes right off the edge, really. So that cleanup's really easy. Okay. Let's put the lid on that so that I don't spill those. This guy came out fantastic. We did have a runoff. I'm going to go ahead and peel that off right now because it comes off really easily while it's still warm. Of course, I put my finger right on the top and it fingerprinted it. I'm going to have to do one more layer, probably. Yep. Likely, because I put my fingerprint right smack on it. I'm going to see if I can polish it off with just paper towel without fading the resin. Okay, I think I got it. My fingers had just like some tackiness on them. I mean, my fingers are gross, so. But yeah, we popped that piece right off while it was warm. So now I'm going to let that sit. Don't touch it on the top, because, yeah. Alright, let's see how these guys did. Oh, they're hot. They are warm. Oh, look how cute they are. Look at this. There's a little bit of bubbling. Might just fill that in with a clear coat on top. They're cute. They're cute. That resin, I'm going to say, is more matte. It came out shinier in this mold for sure. But it is more of a matte resin for sure. But it's cute. They're cute. Drill like a little hole right here. And have them be earrings. That's cute pair of earrings, right? Like, those are sweet. Let me see if this will do better. Kinda. See? That's fun. Those are fun. This guy's fun. Look at him. He's so shiny. Do you see that? You see my ring light is reflecting off of that resin. This is the reason why I just love counterculture. It's the kind of the curse of counterculture is that you're gonna get a glare or have that reflection of the light, but it's also such a dang compliment because it means that you got such a clear coat on it and it looks really good. And then our willow butterflies, they're cute. They're definitely, that mold is definitely matte. I definitely know that now. So that was good to know and learn. But these are fun. Like, look at these little guys. I could make a bunch of those and put them in a jar. Make a little resin jar with them. You could put them in, like, I have this bird mold. You could fill it with little butterflies and then fill it with clear resin. That'd be kind of cute. That'd be fun. I don't know. We'll have fun with it. So, anyway, hope y'all enjoyed that little fun tutorial. Some UV resin again. Going back to the original days of only UV resin. We'll do some other pours here soon. And I hope everybody's doing well and have a wonderful night. See you later.